Let's start with the question. Which quests should I take starting Morrowind? I'd like to know which quests could I take in order to level up my character before starting the main quest. Since in this game most enemies are not leveled as in Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I got killed a lot of times when starting a new game because I was fighting people or monsters stronger than me. My skills levels were low, so I missed most of my attacks and spells. Humanoid enemies had better armor and weapons. I have a fighter-oriented character now. I tried a roguish-oriented character with the quests of the Morag Tong and also a mage character with the Mage's Guild quests, but I couldn't advance properly. Which side quests are available early in the game which would contribute to a character's leveling progress? So how can we solve this? There are two possible answers. Answer 1. Which side quests are available early in the game which would contribute to a character's leveling progress? Before my answer, it should be noted how Morrowind's leveling system works. You don't gain EXP via completing quests or killing stuff. You gain experiment by leveling up the minor and major skills you selected, were assigned to you at the start of the game. These skills are leveled up by doing actions which relate to that skill, such as with weapon, magic skills you use that weapon, School of Magic. With security you need to lockpick. With stealth you need to sneak while undetected. As you level your skills up, it takes longer and longer for them to level up. After leveling up a skill 10 times you can sleep to then level yourself up. As such, quests only give you tangible rewards and the opportunity for you to use your skills, so it's entirely possible for two people to do the same quest in the exact same way at the same stage of the game, but one of them completes it without gaining anything that contributes to them leveling up because of how they built their character. There are a couple of quests in the-elder-scrolls which have low combat and net some cash rewards. One of them, where you investigate the murder of the local tax collector, does have the choice of killing the perpetrator, but if you do, then you can loot everything in his house, sell it, and even use his bed to sleep in safety. There is also the smuggler's hideout just a bit past the Siltstrider port. There's only one mage there, which can be a problem, but you can grab the loot there and sell it. And even make some friends with some Argonian slaves. Because your stats only increase at level up. Outside magic effects. As I said above, doing quests will only net you cash and items that, if you want, sell for cash. However, there are some skills you can work on without really leaving the-elder-scrolls or entering combat. If you set them as a major skill: athletics, running around, acrobatics, jumping. The skill levels up faster if you land and jump again quickly, so jumping up slopes like in Vivek can level the skill up quickly at first. Speechcraft. Untested. Using the persuasion options. This reinforces what I said about at the start about how a player doing the same quest as another might not gain anything that contributes to their level. In the quest Fargoth's hiding spot, it has no combat, but as I generally always select athletics and acrobatics as my skills, I can level up in this quests by running around and jumping while I wait for night to come, while another player doesn't because they don't do it. Armor-wise, in vanilla Morrowind I am generally able to get a full bone mold set from the armorer opposite the Mage's Guild in Balmora just from trading Dwemer coins from Ankhthand, which you go to in the Antabolus Informant main quest. Keys Cosides will also give you 300 coins if you bellow level 3. However, even bone mold armor won't be helpful if you want train up your stats, which you have to do. Also, generally the first quests of the fighters, mages guilds and the great houses are designed for new players if you're okay going down a dark Path. You can generally kill people who live alone without it being detected as a crime, so you can then loot them and their house. For instance, the woman with the rat problem in the first quest of the Fighters Guild can be killed. And you can claim all her pillows to sell, trade at the pawn shop. Early game spells hurt like hell, so stocking up on health potions is a good idea. You can get free ones from the chest in the Balmora Fighters Guild if you join. If you're hit, quickly open your inventory and use one or two to create a sort of health regen effect to negate the damage of the spell. If you have the Tribunal expansion on PC, be wary of a Dark Brotherhood attack when you sleep. On the wiki it states how you can avoid the attacks at the start if you wish to rest without being attacked or beginning this quest. Use the bedroll in the basement of the Census and Excise office in Sadanin. The attack script excludes that interior cell to avoid breaking character generation, and continues to exclude it after character generation is complete. And since you need to sleep to level up, a new player might be creamed by an assassin at their first attempt to level up. Also, as it's an interruption to your sleep, you don't level up, so it's possible to fight a Dark Brotherhood assassin at level 1 when you try to get to level 2. When I start Morrowind, however, I use the console commands to alter my stats to reallocate points from my skills to my main weapon skill. My case is generally Long Blade because of how often it misses. Using player to set skill. I set some of my major skills lower and add the different to my Long Blade. I.e. block equals 20, alchemy equals 20, long blade equals 20, player to set skill block 10, player to set skill alchemy 10. Player to set skill long blade 40. In a way it's cheating, but it's an unfair system when a spell at range can always hit you, but at point blank sword and bows will miss your enemy frequently at low skill levels. Answer 2. None of them. Experience is not a metric in Morrowind. You level up after you increase the major and minor skills that you've selected, by using them. Increases in level result in increased attributes, and they are achieved through increases in skills. You get killed a lot because you're fighting NPCs that have more armor than you do. Without, I can only assume, at least a low-cost damage enchanted weapon. Hit the ground running and don't stop until you reach the trader in Balmora, Ravia. Ask him about an iron sparksword +1 to 4, or if you can find one, get a fireblade +1 to 25. Either one of those can break the game, no questions asked. That's my first quest every time I play the game. The first thing I do though, is open the console and increase my speed to that of an actual human being. Somewhere between 90 to 150. Do the two things above in reverse order. And now you can play Morrowind as it was meant to be played. Totally submersed in an alternate reality. Set in a universe in which you'll eventually be powerful enough to challenge gods. Two-handed weapons. Do not engage anyone who wields a 2HD weapon before you are fully decked out with armor. I hope these answers helped, and if they did, please drop a comment and subscribe.